Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Sciences, SOS, Diploma in Aquaculture, DAQ, Compulsory Courses, BAQ 1 Basics of Aquaculture, Block 1 Introduction to Aquaculture, Unit 3 Global Scenario of Aquaculture, 3.1 Introduction. Aquaculture has been a worldwide phenomenon. The number of species is increasing continuously under aquaculture. It has been estimated that the increasingly substantial contribution of aquaculture to total fish production will continue to rise. In the unit, you will study about aquaculture scenario of the different regions of the world, i.e. East Asia, South and Southeast Asia and Near East and North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa and North Latin America, Europe and South Pacific America. In modern times, not many primary industries have consistently recorded high yearly growth over a period of 2 decades. Aquaculture has sustained a global growth, continues to grow, and is expected to increasingly fill the shortfall in aquatic food products resulting from static or declining capture fisheries and population increase into the year 2025. Its further growth and development will have to occur under a different socio-economic milieu in the new millennium. The contribution of aquaculture to world food supply of aquatic products has been increasing over the past 10 years in comparison to capture fisheries, growing from 15 to 28% of total production between 1988 and 1997. As the bulk of aquaculture is rural and subsistence, it plays a major role as a provider of direct and indirect employment to the rural poor and, thereby, to poverty alleviation. In many developing countries, aquaculture provides opportunities for diversification on agriculture farms and productive use to otherwise idle land during certain seasons. The main cause for the upsurge in the sector has been the transformation of aquaculture from an art form to a science. This brought many advantages, ranging from less dependence on WLD stock to the development of techniques that optimized yields, such as polyculture, or enabled the achievement of high yields with low inputs. Two major developments also enabled the sector to maintain growth momentum: appropriate institutional frameworks and concerted research and development. The global and regional trends over the last 20 years in the sector from a number of perspectives, such as production trends, contribution of aquaculture to aquatic food consumption, etc., are evaluated. Based on these different trends and in the light of changing socio-economic conditions globally, and in particular, in developing nations, the potential changes in the sector in the new millennium are highlighted. Objectives: after studying this unit, you should be able to times explain the contribution of aquaculture to world's fishery production, times discuss comprehensive picture of aquaculture activities in different regions of the world, times identify the aquatic organisms which contribute most significantly in aquaculture. 3.2 Overall scenario: aquaculture has come to long way in the past 3 decades. This has been a world-wide phenomenon, extending into all the continents except Antarctica. Aquaculture's contribution to world fishery production shows a consistent increasing trend, and it is maintaining its position as one of the fastest growing food production activities in the world. Of all the regions of the world, Asia enjoys an obvious dominance as an aquaculture producer of finfish, shellfish, and aquatic plants. It accounts for about 80% of world aquaculture production, with China and India alone contributing to the tune of about 70%. The number of species under aquaculture is continuously increasing. An increasing number of countries have taken to aquaculture of crustaceans and mollusks. A closer scrutiny of the scenario reveals that although cultured fish and shellfish contribute significantly to total fishery production, aquaculture activities in most countries are dominated by a few species such as carps in China and India, oysters and mussels in Japan, the Republic of Korea and France, milkfish in Philippines and Indonesia, and so on. Aquaculture of the four Chinese carps, sliver, grass, common and big head carps, produced largely under semi-intensive and extensive aquaculture systems, dominate finfish production in the world. The prawn and shrimp production recovered well after disease outbreaks which caused production to fall during 1992 and 1993. Global aquaculture, thus, maintains its dominance in both weight and value by freshwater finfish production. Although crustaceans contribute only 4% of production, by weight, value-wise they contribute 18% of the total. The important issues of global synthesis of the aquaculture sector are discussed in the following subsections. 3.2 1. Aquatic products as a food source. Although aquaculture originated at least 2 millennia ago, it was only since the latter part of the 20th century that it began to make a significant contribution to overall human food supplies, and it is now seen as an important sector for the supply of animal protein. With the increasing awareness of the positive effects of fish consumption on health and well-being, the importance of aquaculture in the food sector is destined to grow further. Equally, the sector will also continue to contribute to income generation and livelihoods of significant portions of the global population, mostly the rural poor. While it is clear that the figures for calorie supply have remained almost unchanged over the last 20 years or so, the contribution to animal protein supply has shown a gradual increase, currently being 16.6%. This gradual increase in importance of aquatic food is a reflection of the increase in world fishery production. The per capita fish consumption in 1996 was 15.8 kilograms per year, and consumption has grown at an annual rate of 4.7% between 1990 and 1995, noting that consumption rates differ significantly amongst continents. Fig. 3.1. Furthermore, there are also large differences of per capita consumption of fish in different regions, countries within a continent. This is best exemplified in the case of Europe, which has an average per capita consumption of around 16.5 kilograms per year, but where the European Community (EC) countries consume around 22 kilograms per year as opposed to the 6 to 9 kg year reported for the Central and Eastern European countries. You should also note that fish consumption in low-income food deficit countries (LIFDCs) was only 12.7 kilograms per year compared to 19.5 kg year in the rest of the world. Fig. 3.1. The changes in the per capita fish consumption in the different continents. Look at the screen. Review of production. World aquaculture in 1997 provided 36 million metric ton, or 28.8 million metric ton if one excludes aquatic plants, FAO, 2000, as opposed to 87.1 million metric ton from the capture fisheries in 1996, FAO, 1999. On the other hand, and perhaps more importantly, the contribution of aquaculture to the global aquatic food supplies has increased steadily during the last 15 years in comparison to the capture fisheries. Fig. 3.2. Fig. 3.1. The contributions of capture fisheries and aquaculture to the total aquatic food supply and TBE percentage contribution of aquaculture 1988 to 1997. Look at the screen. It is relevant to consider the main reasons for the impressive rise of the sector over the last 20 years. One of the underlying causes can be summarized by the transformation of aquaculture from an art to a science, not only in the approach but also in the application. Fig. 3.3. The main trends in aquaculture production, quantity and value, from 1988–1997. Look at the screen. The current 1997 aquaculture production of 36,031,129 metric tons, FAO 2000, is made up of finfish, aquatic plants, mollusks, crustaceans, and miscellaneous commodities, including other invertebrate and a few vertebrate species. The main trends seen for global aquaculture production since 1988 are shown in Fig. 3.3. It is evident that finfish represents the bulk of the aquaculture production by volume, contributing about 50% of the total, a position that has remained almost unchanged throughout this time. Fig. 3.4. In 1997, finfish, 52%, was followed by mollusks, 24%, seaweeds, 20%, and crustaceans, 4%. The main change to be seen, however, has been with regard to the culture of aquatic plants, whose contribution has decreased from about 25% to 1%. Mollusk production has slightly increased its contribution and, after a period of rapid growth in the second half of the 1980s, the crustacean contribution stabilized at around 4%. Fig. 3.4. Aquaculture production in the different continents regions, 1988 to 1997. Look at the screen. In spite of these generalized observations made for the sector, there is a marked disparity in aquaculture production between the different continents, regions, and countries. Fig. 3.4. Times. Nonetheless, it has to be conceded that the initial upsurge in certain regions was, in all probability, linked to the cultural background, which in turn reflects a consumer preference for aquatic food products and a tradition of some form of fish culture. Important changes have been seen with regard to the species cultured. Table 3.1. In 1988, 10 species that were produced in highest quantity included 5 finfish, 3 aquatic plants, and 2 mollusks. By 1997, 5 finfish, 3 mollusk, and 2 aquatic plant species made up the top 10. Of these, the production exceeded 1 million metric ton in 8 Taksha. Table 3.1. Table 3.1. The 10 species that were produced in the highest quantity in 1988 and 1997, the amount produced is given in metric tons. Look at the screen. One of the most important facts of the sector is that in all continents, except Africa, there has been a significant increase in the production per capita over the period 1984 to 1997. The increase in production per capita in Europe was, however, comparatively smaller. It is within this context that the leading role of Asia in the global aquaculture sector has to be considered. On the other hand, the sector has also witnessed the development of large-scale industrial aquaculture during the last 2 decades, which is not so interlinked with the traditions mentioned previously, but may be due to the consumer preferences in the developed countries. The development of aquaculture for salmonids and shrimps in South America, salmonids in Northern Europe, marine finfish in the Mediterranean region, and channel catfish in the United States are examples of this throughout the world. In 1988, 8 Asian countries' territories were among the top 10 aquaculture producers, with China leading with a production of 7 million metric ton. Table 3.2. By 1997, the top 10 was entirely composed of Asian nations, with China leading and providing 24 million metric ton. This means that its production had increased by 340% over the 10-year period. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, province of China, recorded reductions, while all the other Asian nations increased their production in this period. 13 of them recording at least a doubling in production. Also, by 1997, Thailand and Vietnam had emerged as major aquaculture nations. Table 3.2. The top 10 aquaculture producing countries in 1988 and 1997. The amount produced is given in metric tons. Look at the screen. 3.2.2 Major commodities of aquaculture. Aquaculture is a very diverse activity involving the culture of invertebrates too. reptiles, being done in all types of aquatic environments. Finfish, as indicated earlier, finfish is the major commodity that is cultured globally, where over 125 species are contributors in all environments, fresh, brackish and marine, waters, and temperatures, warm, temperate and cold. The number of species whose production exceeds 100,000 metric ton year is less than 20, of which 11 are cyprinids. The great bulk of finfish culture is constituted by freshwater species, followed by diadromous and marine species. Cyprinids and diadromous fish dominate freshwater culture, followed by carps and salmonids in warm and cold climates, respectively. The global value of the produce of each category reflects the amounts produced. Asia leads the world in finfish culture, producing nearly 90% of that produced globally in 1997. The dominance of Asia in finfish culture is further exemplified when one considers the proportion of each of the 7 major groups of teleost fish cultured in each continent. From this analysis, it is evident that, with the exception of salmon id species, Asia leads in the culture of all the other groups. Upon deeper analysis of the information provided, notably on a regional basis, it becomes apparent that the culture of carnivorous finfish is a developed country activity, while non-carnivorous finfish culture is essentially an activity made in developing countries. Crustaceans, compared to that reported for furfish production, the annual yield of cultured crustaceans is relatively small, currently measuring about 1.4 million metric ton. This is a sector that continued to grow consistently and substantially, although few fluctuations observed during the process. A concurrent growth of crab culture, mainly a fattening process, has occurred, particularly in Asia, which has assisted the overall growth of crustacean aquaculture. All cultured crustaceans are relatively high valued, and the value of the different products is almost identical to the production. Marine shrimp culture almost completely dominates crustacean culture, representing 96% that is done in Br-key, Evrare, and 73% of all crustacean aquaculture. Point the relative contribution of the various shrimp species to global cultured shrimp production, which shows that the tiger prawn, Penaeus monodon, contributes in excess of 50% to the total, followed by the white leg shrimp, P. vanname, 18%, and the oriental or fleshy prawn, P. chinensis, 10%. Shrimp culture is essentially confined to Asia and South America and, interestingly, the production share of the latter has continued to increase steadily throughout the decade, rising from around 15% to nearly 20% of global production in 1997. It is envisaged that Africa may become an important player in this sector in the future. Mollusks, 58 species of mollusks are cultured globally, and the total production is about 8.6 million metric ton. However, the production exceeded 50,000 metric tons in 1997 for 10 species only, 2 oysters, 5 mussels, 2 clams and cockles and 1 scallop species. As with the previous 2 commodities, Asia also leads global mollusk culture, its contribution growing steadily from about 76% in 1988 to nearly 90% in 1997, giving an APR of 12.6%. This has been achieved through a superior growth rate to the other important regional producer, Europe, whose expansion has been much slower, measured by an APR of 1.1% for the period. Aquatic plants, annual aquatic plant production currently exceeds 7 million metric ton and is confined to 3 marine seaweed taxa, the brown, Phaeophyceae, 4 species, red, Rhodophyceae, 9 species, and green, Chlorophyceae, 3 species, seaweeds. The relative contribution of each of these groups to total production and the value of the produce from 1984 to 1997 shows that the value of green seaweeds is slightly higher than that of the other two groups. Aquatic plant culture is almost totally confined to Asia, with recent culture activity expanding for Gracilaria in Chile, but elsewhere it is only of a very small scale. Sub-Saharan Africa, Europe and Oceania. 3.3 Regional Review. We shall now take a look on the aquaculture scenario of the different regions of the world. 3.3.1 East Asia. The three most important fishing nations of the region, including Japan, China, and the Republic of Korea. The seas within this region include the Northwest Pacific Ocean, including the Sea of Japan, the East China Sea, and the Yellow Sea. Fish production is an important economic activity, particularly in coastal states of the region. The region is one of the largest fish-producing areas of the world. Aquaculture production of the region contributes more than 70% of the global value. Fish consumption in the region is generally high, exceeding meat consumption in some of the countries. Annual average per capita fish consumption of the region amounts to 21 kilograms. China, with its long history of aquaculture, is the world's largest producer of aquacrops. Carps and tilapias are the most dominating species which are grown in pond-based integrated polyculture systems on the Yangtze River Delta and in the Pearl River Delta area. The area around ponds are often used for cultivating vegetable crops, making use of the pond muck, farmyard manure, as fertilizers. Aquaculture in Japan is restricted almost entirely to high-value carnivorous marine species grown under intensive farming systems. The two major species are yellowtail and red sea bream. Bream is a saltwater fish of the carp family. Marine plants constitute the second most important species under aquaculture, followed by mollusks and crustaceans. As a result of serious losses suffered by shrimp farms on account of disease outbreaks, environmental issues have become increasingly important considerations for future aquaculture development in the region. 3.3.2 South and Southeast Asia. The region includes countries from Pakistan in the west to Indonesia in the east. The region includes some of the most productive fishing waters in the world, contributing about 27% in the global catch. Estimatedly, over 10 million people are employed in fisheries activities of the region. The average per capita consumption of fish in the region is 9 kilograms. Fish trade has expanded significantly in the region over the last decade, and Thailand is the world's leading exporter of fish and fishery products. Aquaculture production in the region has witnessed a spectacular increase in recent years. The region's contribution to world aquaculture production is to the tune of 17% by volume and 23% by value. In volume, the main producers of the region are India, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Thailand. Finfishes are the chief constituents of the volume, followed by crustaceans, marine plants, and mollusks. Crustaceans contribute more than 50% of the total value of aquaculture produce. Production of farmed finfish is mainly from freshwater pond aquaculture. Other species are cultivated in pens and cages, e.g. tilapia, or in coastal ponds, example, milkfish. Farmed shrimp culture has developed dramatically over the last decade, contributing as much as 75% of total world production of cultured shrimp. The major shrimp producing countries of the region are Thailand and Indonesia. In several locations, rapid expansion of shrimp farming is said to have affected the coastal environment. 3.3.3 Near East and North Africano country in this region depends substantially on fish and fishery products as a mainstay of its economy. Average per capita consumption of fish in the region ranges from 40 kilograms in Yemen to 0.1 kilograms in Afghanistan. The contribution of the region in global fish production is about 2%. 6 countries of the region, namely Israel, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Cyprus, and Iran, account for about 90% of the production, consisting almost entirely of cultured, common carp, Nile tilapia and silver carp. Mollusks and crustaceans make up the small balance. Culture of marine fish is conducted mostly under intensive culture systems such as in nearshore cages and to a lesser extent in coastal raceways and lagoons. These systems depend totally on nutritionally complete aquafeed with high fish meal and oil content. 3.3.4 Sub-Saharan Africa. Fisheries play an important role in many sub-Saharan African countries as a major contributor to animal protein supplies, a foreign exchange earner and a generator of rural employment. The average per capita consumption of fish in the region is 7 kilograms per annum. Unlike Asia, aquaculture is not a traditional practice in sub-Saharan Africa. The region contributes merely 0.2% of total global production. Kenya, Madagascar, Nigeria, South Africa and Zambia are the major countries of aquaculture activities. The major species cultured in the region include tilapia, catfishes, carps, mollusks, and shrimps. Freshwater fishes make up over 80% of the total aquaculture harvest, and almost all sub-Saharan African fish farming is carried out by subsistence rural operators in small, freshwater ponds as a secondary activity to agriculture. Commercial shrimp farming is developing in some countries such as Madagascar, Mozambique, Guinea and Kenya. 3.3.5 North America. The tilde region includes Canada, Greenland and the United States and the adjacent fishing areas of the Northwest and Central Atlantic and Northeast Pacific. The per capita average fish consumption of the region is 22 and 23 kilograms live weight equivalent per annum and has been stable during the last few years. Aquaculture in the region is a diversified activity which includes marine and freshwater fishes, crustaceans, mollusks, and marine plants. The emphasis in Canadian region is on cold water species such as salmon, trout, and mollusks. In United States, the main species under aquaculture include catfish, cupped, oysters, tilapia, rainbow trout, golden shiner, used for bait, salmon, crawfish, and shrimps. Catfishes, weight-wise, are grown more than all other species of aquatic organisms combined. The channel catfish is the most frequently farmed species, with the blue catfish and the white catfish running a distant second and third. The center of the catfish farming is Mississippi. The crawfish is equal to crayfish, is the most commonly cultured invertebrate and stands second only to catfishes in production. All the crawfish farms are located in the southeast, mostly in Louisiana. Baitfishes, golden shiner, have long been a popular item for aquaculturists of United States. There are over 14,000 baitfish farms in the United States producing over $50 million worth of fish each year. Tropical fish and invertebrate culture for aquarium hobbyists is also important. It is essentially a Florida-based operation. Other important finfish species under aquaculture include salmon, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, pike and walleye. Frogs are grown for laboratory scientists as well as for food. Alligator is cultured in southern states both for meat and skin and are sold for high prices. Under current practices, the eggs are collected from the wild and hatched under controlled conditions. The young alligators are kept in shallow pools, located in heated buildings where they grow and attain much greater size than wild ones. The pond turtle, the red-eared slider, Chrysemys scripta, is cultivated for aquarium market. Alligators and turtles are also reared with the objective to protect dwindling natural population. 3.3.6 Latin America and the Caribbean. The region covers the South American continent, Central America and Mexico, as well as the island states and territories of the Caribbean. Important countries of the region include Brazil, Chile, Venezuela, Argentina, Cuba, Mexico. The region is noteworthy in the sense that it was from this region on the world only where from scientists, namely House, B.A., Cardoso, D.M. and Vought Ehring reported their first success in induced breeding of fishes by injection of fish pituitary extract, which had revolutionized the aquaculture scenario of the world, and fish production in the region accounts for 22% of the world total. The contribution of the fisheries sector in the economy of the region is highly concentrated in coastal and rural areas where it is the key and often the only source of employment and income generation. The per capita average fish consumption is about 9 kilograms per year. Latin American countries are major exporting countries of fish and fishery products and account for 11% of world exports, with Chile as the main exporter. Shrimp and fish are the main items of exports. Aquaculture production contributes about 2 and 5% of world production by volume and value, respectively. Aquaculture makes a similar contribution to total regional fisheries production, accounting for most of the production. Shrimp culture in the region has increased very rapidly. Ecuador is one of the leading countries in the world in production of cultured penide shrimps. Salmon culture has also developed, although almost exclusively in Chile. Aquaculture of freshwater fishes, with tilapia, trout and carps and mollusks, is also carried out. The herbivorous species, cachama and pacu, Colosoma spp, in Venezuela, Colombia and Brazil are considered to have a great potential in Latin America and elsewhere. 3.3.7 Europe. Fish production is important to many countries of the European region. The per capita average fish consumption varies from 30 kilograms per year in some of the Mediterranean and Nordic countries to 10 to 15 kilograms per year in some of the transition and island countries. Nordic countries is a term used collectively 5 countries in Northern Europe, i.e., Finland, Iceland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. One of the most rapidly developing aquaculture activity of the region is that of Norway's salmon farming, which has grown significantly since 1977. A large number of these salmon are exported to France and the United States. Currently, over 300 hatcheries in Norway sell trout and salmon fry for aquaculture. Salmon farming has now also spread to several other countries in the Northern Europe, most notably is Scotland. In fact, aquaculture sector has undergone a revolution because of the success of salmon farming. Trout, especially the rainbow trout, is also an important culture product by weight in Europe, constituting some 31% of all European aquaculture production. Carps are the warm water fishes of the region, especially in Eastern Europe. They constitute 30% of European aquaculture. Many finfishes in the region are grown for resource enhancement of open waters through ranching to support both commercial and recreational fisheries. 3.3.8 South Pacific. The region covers the western and central Pacific Ocean, stretching from Australia in the west of Pitcairn Island in the east. Although the region contributes only about 2% of total world fishery production, however, it plays a critical role in the economy of the South Pacific states and territories. The region harbors one of the world's richest tuna fishing grounds, and fisheries exports from the region consist almost wholly of tuna. The average per capita consumption of fish in the region is 20 kilograms, live weight, equivalent, per year. The major contribution of aquaculture is through mussel culture in New Zealand. Other significant contribution is through the culture of salmon in New Zealand and of Salmo sulla in Australia. Oysters and pearl oysters are other important species which are cultivated in the region. Most of the aquaculture production of the region is derived from coastal aquaculture. Table 3.3 showing region-wise aquaculture production systems and practices is given below. Table 3.3 Aquaculture production systems and practices by region. Look at the screen. 3.4 Summary. You have learned in this unit that The rapid growth of aquaculture over the past decades kept the global volume of fish production expanding despite the leveling of marine catches. Times aquaculture is one of the fastest growing food production activities in the world. Times the share of cultured aquatic commodities from Asia accounts for about 80% of the world aquaculture production. Times although cultured finfish and shellfish contribute significantly to total fishery production, aquaculture in most countries is dominated by a few species such as carps in China and India, oysters and mussels in Japan, Korea and France, and milkfish in Philippines and Indonesia. Times freshwater finfish production maintains its dominance both by weight and volume. In global aquaculture production, although crustaceans contribute only 4% of global aquaculture production by weight but value-wise they contribute 18% of the total value. No countries of Near East and North Africa depend substantially on fish and fishery products. Times the per capita average fish consumption in Afghanistan is the lowest, 0.1 kilograms per annum, in the world. The South Pacific region harbors one of the richest tuna fishing grounds in the world. Times aquaculture sector in Europe has been revolutionized due to success achieved in salmon farming. Times next to catfishes, aquaculture of baitfishes is very popular in the United States. There are over 14,000 baitfish farms in the country producing over $50 million worth of fish each year. Times high concentrations of intensive fish and shrimp culture systems led to environmental problems at several locations in the world and put a question mark on the sustainability of aquaculture development. Times as production from capture fisheries resources has apparently reached its limits in many countries, aquaculture is expected to produce the extra volume of fish production required by the expanding world population. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.